friendship.
Ring. Bum, 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 bum. Lord. Call police. Come get me early. Come get me early, Lord. Ooh, take me about. Ooh, how's Ivy? Take me about here early.
All right, let's get into it.
Flip, guys. We're gonna make this sweet. Friend, you think you could have,
You needed a refill?
Yeah, refill now. Be good.
Yeah, you good. Less liquor for you for this topic.
Let's talk about it.
Let's get into it.
Are you a good friend?
I think I am. I'm not a perfect friend, but I think I'm a good friend. I think so. You think I'm a good friend?
I think so. If we had to define it, I think so.
Thank you.
What makes you a good friend?
I think that I'm a very I'm not gonna lie and say dependable because sometimes I don't answer my phone. But if you really need me, like, I'm gonna be there for you. Like, if it's something that you need, I think that I'm a very good listener. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends require a lot of listening. Like, a lot of my friends call me to vent, talk about their problems, stuff like that. So I think that I'm a good listener, and some people really need somebody just to listen to them. I think that, I do go through ghosting stages. I don't really think that makes me a bad friend, but I do believe in time to myself, so I can't dedicate all my time to my friends. Like, it's just not realistic. I'm not going to act like I'm that friend. I'm not. Sometimes, most of the time, my phone is on Do Not Disturb, and, but I'll call you back, for sure. But, yeah, I think I'm a very good friend. I think so. Toot, toot, beep, beep.
There you go. What makes a person a
good friend? It depends on what you think. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't require much from my friends. Like, so I just feel like you have to be a good person. Like, treat me well, I'm gonna treat you well. Like, have my back, I'm gonna have your back. Like, most definitely reciprocity. Like, don't leave me hanging. Like, don't do me dirty. Like, just be a good person. That's it. Like, be enjoyable. Like, make me want to be around you. Like, don't be negative and, all that all the time. Like, don't be messy. Don't be catty. Like, I don't like that. Like, I'm not that girl. Like, I have friends, all my friends I've been friends with, like, 20 plus years. Besides, like, my new friends that I met, like, on jobs and stuff like that. But, I mean, I have lasting friendships, so I feel like that speaks for itself. And it's not just lasting friendships because, we've been knowing each other for so long and we just stay friends. No, we're genuinely friends. It's no, like, I don't have friends that I've had to fight. I don't have friends that I've had to, like, have, like, really big arguments, like, to the point of no return. Like, I don't have friends who done me, like, so dirty, but I still deal with them. Like, I don't have those type of friendships. So, as long as you're a good person, like, we could be friends to the end of time. Like, that's just how I feel.
What type of friend am I?
Aggravating one. No, honestly, you're a good friend. Like, you are, I think you treat your friendships like you treat your parenting. Like, you don't, like, you're a no nonsense friend. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you funny and goofy and we play a lot, but when it comes down to certain things in a friendship, it's certain things that you really stand on. Like, your integrity, like, you're, like, I think, like, you go above and beyond for your friends, but nobody ever really hear about it. Like, you like a behind-the-scenes friend. Like, you make shit happen for your friends. Like, you put them in positions or, like, you just always looking to shine a light on your friend without knowing the light coming from your direction. I'll say that. So you're all right, but you're very aggravating. You're a very needy friend.
I am.
to me.
I am spoiled.
You call me too much, like early in the morning when I lived here. You would knock on my door with lipstick on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Pink or red. Definitely.
I can say that I am. This is a very touchy topic for me.
Yeah, don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry. Maybe. So, friendship to me, am I a good friend? Hell yeah. I'm a damn good friend. I stand on it. I value my friends. I've been lied on, talked about. I really had to, I was able to experience what friends was because I had so many of them. And I was more to them than what they were to me. I experienced a lot of jealousy with friendships, unbeknown to me. I experienced a lot of drama in friendships from a child because I always had a strong sense of personality and humor and also integrity. I've always been big about those things, like who are you behind my back?
For sure.
You know, and just because I was that friend that was always outspoken, it was taken into being messy.
Right.
And stuff like that. But they really couldn't handle the truth. We were so young.
Correct.
And it's like the way that I thought and their thoughts were so immature and it's just, it is what it is.
Right.
You know, and just a lot of things that they would do, I just wasn't with that. You know, just their behavior. So of course, I had to let go of people. One of my hardest things was letting go. You know, and because I was outspoken and because people couldn't handle certain things, I was looked at like, oh, yeah, I knew a lot of people, but I always had a set of friends for certain things. And, you know, all my friends did different things, but it was understood. I could still put all my friends in one huddle and it is what it is. Nobody can't say this, that, or the third.
Correct.
But am I a good friend? Yes, I've done so many things for my friends, mind, body, soul, any other aspect, and it's unheard of.
Right.
That's why it kind of hurts when people question that, you know, because I know what I've been to many people. If somebody had to tell you who I was as a friend, it can be all of those things. I'm very dependable. I'm reliable. I'm loyal. You know, people say that word. I hate it. I like to show it. I like to show it.
They abuse it.
Yeah, I like to show. But I have all of the qualities of a friend because I've been doing this for a very long time with people, and I got to learn about people and women and just how influences, and I have people come back to me years later and be like, you know, I'm sorry.
Same.
Or, you know, I didn't know
better.
Then.
Right.
You know, I didn't understand.
And I'm okay with that.
And I
respect accountability.
Yes,
I'm not expecting anybody to be a perfect friend, but it's certain things. No, but it's certain things that you cannot do to me. Yes. You can ghost me. Because it happens. You could be going through something in your life and you don't want to be bothered, and that's not my business, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. But it's certain things that you cannot do to me. Because if you do, we would no longer be friends.
Yeah.
And if it's ever a point that you do something to me, you have to come back and hold yourself accountable.
That's right.
Like, you have to. And that's gonna make me respect you more, and it's not gonna take away the hurt or the betrayal, but it's gonna be like, okay, this person is human. Yeah. Shit happens. How can we move forward? There's no moving forward if people can't take accountability. That's in any type of relationship in life.
The situation.
Definitely.
And it has to be without malicious behavior.
Correct.
Thinking. It has to be with truth and honesty.
Yeah.
Because you can't get past. So, because if you come to me with a lie, it just lets me know that moving forward, I can't trust you. You did what you did.
We have nothing else to talk about.
That's
like,
just what it is.
I agree with that.
No, if I had to answer, you being a great friend is beyond good. Because again, how we get here is we never had an argument.
I've never had an argument with any of my friends.
We never had an argument.
None of them.
We may have had some dislikes or disagreements.
I mean, we totally different people.
Ever, well, it was point of we can't talk for
or even disrespect, like it's never been
on to the
right.
next thing in a minute.
Yeah,
we ain't going days. We never. That's just not what we do.
Right.
But have we had our situations? We have.
We've had a break
Yeah,
or two.
we've had a break or two, and guess what? It was never about us.
Mm-hmm.
It was about other people.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. So to get to this point and just watch us grow and mature and value our friendship even more, and it's even more rewarding because we could do this. We
Right.
could flip lips together.
Exactly.
And
it
talk
be
about
genuine,
things
right?
that actually most people can't bring to the table or feel comfortable and share the same story and
Right.
experiences.
Very
but with
relatable.
different people.
Correct.
So yeah, but you're a great friend.
Thanks, friend.
You're welcome.
So just a little history on our friendship. You remember how we got to be friends?
I don't.
It's so crazy because I used to always hear your name, like, cause I went to school with everybody who went to school with you, but you went to a different school.
I was at Warren Easton or Xavier Prep somewhere, I don't know.
So you were friends with Brittany.
Which one?
Me and Brittany share a brother.
Oh yeah.
So basically, that's how we met, kind of, sort of,
And then
like
when I got to Lawless,
we just became
we
friends,
was
like
already
instantly,
friends.
right? Like it just was instant, like, and we just been rolling ever since.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I say this a lot lately because this is where I'm at. Like I'm living my softest life, and it's reflecting in every relationship, including my friendships. Like I just feel like we have such a mature friendship now. I mean, we've been friends since we've been kids, so we've been through everything. I mean, we have laughed, cried, got drunk, amongst other things. Like, but to be a woman,
yes.
a grown woman, and have a grown woman as a friend who you've been friends with since a child,
So rewarding.
it is. Like, it just feels so good. Like, our conversations are different. I mean, we still play and stuff like that, but, I mean, we really can get deep and have conversations. And I think a lot of that comes from the foundation of our friendship.
Yes.
Like, we were able to have those breaks and just get right back into it. Of course, with conversations being had, we definitely had to come to the table and lay some things out. And it was some things that I wasn't aware that I did to you or made you feel like, and I had to eat that because even though it wasn't my intention, it's how my actions made you feel.
Right.
So that's what I mean about accountability. It's not like, oh no, I didn't do that to you. In my mind, I didn't.
Right.
But in your mind, it was offensive or hurtful. So as a friend, I cannot dismiss that. Like, I have to acknowledge that and be like, you know what, my bad. You know, like, that wasn't my intention, but I apologize. Like, I think, like, that's what people lack in their friendships. And I think a lot of people are horrible friends, but they dress it up as being great friends, but they're really horrible friends. Let me tell you something. If you sit down and talk about your friends in negative way, you're not a good friend.
Absolutely.
I don't care if y'all bounce back because I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 those people have no idea the things that you have said about them behind their back. Like, you know, it's different. Like me, I'm gonna always tell you how I feel.
Yes.
If I feel like you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. If I feel like you're low down, I'm going to tell you you're low down. I'm going to tell you in private as a friend, and we're going to move on. So if a conversation ever did come up and you're not present and we get on this topic and I say this, if somebody ever brought that bone back to you being negative, you can always say, she told me that already.
Yeah.
That's nothing new to me. And that's the only type of friendship I can respect. If somebody come and bamboozle me with some things that you have said about me that I have shared with you in my weakest, most vulnerable moments,
That's a problem.
and you're sharing that with somebody else, I don't care what the relationship is with somebody else. I shared it with you, it stays with you. It's things that people have told me that I know about my friends that I would take to the grave, even if I'm not friends with them no more. It's just things that I don't believe in that. I don't have anything negative or malicious to say about my friends, or else they wouldn't be my friends.
Yeah.
So it's never a time where I feel like I want to sit down and drag for Shonda to you. Yeah. But as long as I've been friends with you and I've been friends with Shonda, you don't know Shonda's personal business. Shonda don't know your personal business. And we can all sit at the table together, and we have on several occasions. And, and that's another thing I learned through our friendship. And you say this all the time, sharing friends. Oh. I am a peacemaker.
Yeah.
And
that was the worst thing I could ever do.
I feel like if I vibe with somebody for certain reasons, and I know your personality, I feel like all our personalities will blend so well together. So some of my friends I want to bring together like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm not interested in doing that anymore. Yeah. That's why when I come here, I hang with all my friends separately. Mm-hmm. And it just feel better. Because I have a personal relationship with you. Y'all don't need to hang together. Yep. Now, if I have a birthday party or something like that, of course, everybody going to be in the same room. But to be in intimate settings with people who are really not friends, mm-hmm. like,
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
I always say that because I was that person. Oh, we go all hang out.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Me
and
too.
When we put them in that circle together, it go left. Because you have people that want what you have mm-hmm. in friendships that they're lacking. Mm-hmm. You have people that forget. You have so many different strains of a friendship. Mm-hmm. And it's damaging because everybody is not able to take accountability. They're not willing to take accountability when things go left. And it only goes left because with all different women, you get different opinions.
I think it all goes left because people are not being genuine.
Yeah,
I feel like people can
happen. It's a lot of different opinions and talk.
Right.
So what happens is when it's time to go to the round table, nobody
wants to sit down. Right.
Yeah. So
I'll sit down every time.
Anyway,
with my legs crossed.
And we're gonna have a great conversation. Mm-hmm. We're gonna communicate well, and that didn't come with time. I've always been that person.
Me too.
And that's why I lost a few friends too, because of my honesty. Mm-hmm. I've watched friends where they had to join together. Because I can't do that with y'all behavior issues, and I didn't know you had these behavior issues.
Right.
I had people hanging around me that literally envied my life and had more than me. You understand? And here I'm like, happy to be a friend.
Right.
All this, but all the while they feel away because I don't have a degree yet. Mm-hmm. They feel away because I had those kids and I was putting my finances in order, mm-hmm. and they were looking like it, but coming to me for money.
Okay.
I mean, it's so many different things, and I tell you this all the time, and I mean this, and I've already cried about it, so I ain't gonna cry today, but when we were in the dorm room in college, I literally left my kids to come with you to school. Mm-hmm. You said, Brandy, let's go to Southeastern. I said, I'm going, Grandma.
Watch these children.
Come on, I need help.
Moving the hammock.
She said, you could go. Mm-hmm. She said, I want you to experience college life. Mm-hmm. Get there, it's a party. It was a party.
Ooh, it was a time.
It was a good party.
It was.
Because we got memories. Mm-hmm. And that time frame, and I always say, we were young, so we were going through things. We were developing. And Deshauna had some little issues at home. We all have some, but no matter what she had going on, that motherfucker would get in that little bit of kitchen we shared, mm-hmm. and you could smell our red beans from one end of the hallway to another. And I'm talking about it was brick all the way down. Mm-hmm. I will never forget that moment because you fed us when we was hungry. We were children. Mm-hmm. Like, even though I had kids, we were 17 years old. Right. And we were kids. And it's just some things, even for me, that I'll never forget that you did. When it came to, I'm working 2 jobs and going to school, and we both got school in the morning, but I'm gonna take your ride for you. Right. I'm catching a cab, and you reminded me of that one. I'm catching a cab, sleep tired. Right. So for that, I feel like, and that's one of my problems, good and bad. I feel like I owe people my life when they do stuff like
I feel the
You know
same
what
way.
I'm
I
saying?
have a heavy
And
conscience.
I don't see me when I do stuff. People, y'all tell me, I be forgetting I did half the stuff I did. You know, because I do it and I go home. Because that's why you stay blessed. That's how you remain blessed.
Right.
But just to watch the growth, like you said, it's some things I could never forget.
Me either.
I
don't care if you bought me a cheeseburger in 1999. I don't care. I'm going to remember it.
Yes.
Like, I spend all my time, like, when I pray, like, I hardly ever pray for myself. Like, I've gotten better with that, but I always pray for the people who touch my life the most. And it's so many people. Like, it's so many people. When my daddy was raising me, it's so many female friends that he had, co-workers and stuff that really played like motherly roles to me. Like, he have a best friend that I just love dearly. And Miss Antoinette, like, she really treated me like a daughter. Like, I'm telling you, this lady bought me my first matching bra and underwear sets.
Yeah.
You know, as I was becoming a teenager, like, she just did all of these things that I just will never forget. So when I pray, like, I always pray for those type of people to be good. My godmother, who lived in Dallas, lived with her, treated me like I was her child. Like, you know how you can be in somebody's house and they make you feel uncomfortable? They could be your family. It doesn't matter. Like, when you go into somebody else's home and become a part of somebody else's family and they make you feel like you are wanted there, like, that shit is important.
So I always say this, and I will say this even to, because if I ever had to talk about anything, you know, you always talk about things with your spouse. So I would always tell him, I say, you know, me and Deshauna, we always gonna have different perspectives on life.
Definitely.
And I get it. Some people, you know,
Right.
could kind of align themselves. But because when you start growing up as an adult, the decisions and the way that you respond, and it's for everybody, but this is for us.
Right.
Because you've been through different things.
Different experiences.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I have a
the way
different
that I would
approach.
respond,
Right.
And you is like, and you be like, Brandy, you're a brat. Like,
Yes. Yes.
And then I'm like, no, you too strict and mean
Right.
and all this, you know, but it's
because of your
reasons
circumstances.
why, and because of how we were brought up in two different households.
Right.
Understandable, because
Right.
we still share some of the same stories, like grandmother stories
Right.
and all of these other great things. But when it came to you responding in our friendship in certain ways, it bettered me as a person because I was a brat. Because I knew I just could make a phone call when your shit was different.
And what I tell
Like
you,
said,
I am
the
not
food in the
Jean and
freezer.
Gloria Dean. I gotta remind you all the
food is in the
time.
freezer. You got out and cooked it. My grandmother fixed my food. It was just different.
Different.
And
Totally.
it didn't make us bad,
right.
worse situations. It's just the circumstances.
Absolutely.
That's just what it was.
Yes.
So, because like you said, like, even though I grew up like that, that's kind of like not good. I tell my kids, that's why I make them know, you gonna sweep, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. You know, my grandmother didn't want nobody touching her pots. I'm kind of like that when I do try to cook a little 1, 2, you know. Like,
Not 1, 2, because when you're on the phone, it be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, you a chef.
well, I'm a chef sometimes. But no, seriously, like, just to see the, you know, the different parenting styles and different households that you experienced, and myself, I learned to appreciate your responses because it helped me to have, you know, a
Different perspectives,
different
right.
perspectives. So I'm just, I understand now why friendships, even more now, why they're so important.
They are so important.
You need somebody that's going to nurture your mind and help you elevate and grow. And we constantly still thinking very minute and
Right.
just not, you know, very immature. That's why a lot of people we see, you be like, damn, you still doing the same thing, because the people around them
Still doing the same thing,
Yeah,
yes.
like there's nobody in the group that's elevating.
Right.
That's the problem.
Not even mentally.
That's the most
main
important
thing. Right, exactly.
Is loyalty an illusion?
Oh, Lord. I think that people have overused it so much and they don't even really understand what it means. People will feel like loyalty is like sticking by your friend even when they wrong. They feel like they being loyal. No, you're being disloyal, because if you can't be honest with your friend and tell them that they wrong, that's not loyalty. That's stupidity. Loyalty is, like I said earlier, like, who are you behind my back? That's loyalty, because you can be anything in front of my face, but when I'm not here, when I get up from this friendship group, or if I don't make an event, am I going to be the topic of the conversation because I'm not here? Because I have seen that so much in friendship groups. Like, whoever is not there, they get dragged.
Yes.
They get dragged. And I had to start thinking in my mind, like, am I a part of any type of group like that? I don't want to be a part of any type of group like that. Like, I'm a straightforward person. Like I said, if I feel some type of way about you and what you're doing, we having a conversation.
That's right.
If you come to me with a story, I'm giving you my honest opinion. You have come to me with several stories, and I'll tell you every time, I don't agree with that. You were wrong. You need to apologize. That shit wasn't cool. Or I'll be like, no, you wasn't wrong. You absolutely did what you were supposed to do. Like, that's what friendship is about. And I feel like people take loyalty and they don't even really know what it means, and they just overuse it. Like, you're not loyal if you do low down stuff to your friends. Like, you loyal to yourself.
I even think, I too think that not just with friends, family. If I could watch how you treat people around you, I know what you're gonna do to me.
I swear, I just had this conversation with my daddy, like, and I'm like, it really bothers me when people are not loyal. I don't care what I have been through with anybody. Nobody is gonna come and just blatantly feel like they can sit down and talk about you to me. Like, you can't do that. You know, nobody, I'm not gonna go and deal with somebody who has completely messed over you. I can't sit at the table and eat with somebody like that, and that's just how I feel. So I had this conversation with my daddy, and I'm like, you know, I just don't respect that. Like, I cannot continue to carry on a relationship with somebody who is blatantly disrespecting my daddy. It's not happening. Like, I take that shit very personal, and it's just not my daddy, it's anybody. Like, I just feel like it's disrespectful. And if you would do it to this person, why would you spare me? Because clearly your loyalty should have lied heavily with this person, and it didn't. So I don't stand a chance. And I mean, you learn that as you get older. And I've had situations where, you know, I didn't even realize it was happening in that moment, but I've had people who drag for every person that they call a friend.
Yeah.
You know, but I never looked at it as them dragging for the person, because again, a lot of people come to me and vent and talk and stuff like that, but when I go back and review it, it never was a situation between. Venting is if you and I get into it, that's my business, because me and you had an argument. So I can call our leader and be like, girl, Brandy really pissed me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not telling your personal business, I'm telling my own story. You just happen to be a part of it. That's different. But when I go back and I think, it was never those type of conversations. It was always, girl, this going on with this person relationship. This person don't know who they baby for. This person and it's like, girl, I can't even. I'm cool with these people, but they not my friends like that. I shouldn't know their business. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I shouldn't know their personal business.
I just never really cared about nobody's business
me,
too much.
I don't care.
I'm gonna forget. Like, I'm going on with the next thing.
Yeah, I don't.
And I never understood that. I never could stay in a place and just, you know how I am. I call you, say what I got to say, and I'm off the phone. I'm on to, I got other.
Now people love to tell me their business. People love to tell me their business.
That's
like, right.
I mean,
can't stop, won't stop. Like, but you know, and I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with giving you advice or you venting and stuff like that. But I no longer want to hear nobody else's business in a negative way. Like, if you feel like that about your friend, call her and tell her. Please. Like, why are you telling me that?
So let me ask you something. What do you feel about mending broken, tested friendships?
I mean, I feel like to an extent our friendship was tested. I never blatantly said it, but you learn later on that I was doing observing on my own, and I just was being very quiet and very still. And it was just some things that I had to pray about long before, we even started talking again and stuff. So, I mean, it kind of depends what happens in a friendship. Like, yes, friendships can be repaired. I do believe in that. I believe in forgiveness. I'm not a perfect friend. I've had to be forgiven as a friend. I've had to bow down and apologize for really doing some fucked up shit to one of my friends. Like, I did. It wasn't intentional, but I did it.
Right.
And I immediately ate it, owned it, held myself accountable, had the conversation, and left the ball in her court on how she wanted to go forward. And if she didn't want to deal with me no more, I couldn't even be mad because I had did something wrong.
Right.
But I do believe in mending friendships, but it cannot come without accountability.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, I also feel like after so much time has passed, like, you don't even know each other anymore, so it's just pointless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a situation where I have to hold down, like, have beef with a person
right.
that I'm not friends with anymore. I can't really name a lot of people that I'm really not friends with anymore, but definitely changing dynamics,
right.
Because it's just certain things that I don't want to be a part of. Like, I do believe in loving people from a distance. Mm-hmm. Again, I'll never forget things that people have done to me and been to me as a friend. Mm-hmm. So sometimes that shit make you hold on to people.
I can say that, like, when we had our situation, that was the one moment I said that, and I told you this already, I was more of a friend to you than you were to me. Mm-hmm. And you understood it, mm-hmm. and you respected it because I was able to break it down.
Right.
Because we were able to have a conversation. And when a person, this is where it gets good at, if I had to leave the audience with anything. Communication is very important. It's mm-hmm. vital to your friendships. But I will say that you have to have those hard conversations.
You do.
Those hard conversations will allow you to make your decision. At least you give me the opportunity to say, I want to still be your friend.
Right.
I want to continue to move on.
And set boundaries.
Yes.
Totally.
So in that moment, I may have felt the way, but you didn't understand because of all the other things that was going on around you.
Correct.
But I can say when I did explain it and you watched from afar, and I didn't know you were observing, so that helped things as well. And we were able to come to the medium and say, hey, this wasn't right.
Right. Correct.
And it felt good because it allowed me to be able to move on in our friendship and be the friend that I know that I've always been. Mm-hmm. Not knowing that I'm fucking working hard for a friendship I had almost 15 years already. Mm-hmm. And that was then. But, reciprocity to me is very important in mm-hmm. friendship, because you give so much and you want that love, you want that affection back. I want to be able to knock on your door and need it. Now, with the friendships that I don't like is when you just shut all the way down and it looks like, once again, I am the
no
victim.
Communication.
Yes, I'm the victim again. And then I got to let you walk back in my life when you feel like it.
Right.
That's not healthy for nobody.
No.
So, I mean, I've been through all kinds of different experiences. You'll never know you wrong somebody if there's no level of communication.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, so that pretty much wraps up our friendship.
We'll revisit this conversation again
definitely.
A few episodes from now.
Yes. Things change a lot. Cheers to almost 30 years of friendship.
Ooh.
Friendship. Cheers to lip. Mm-hmm. And cheers to new life and a better life.
A soft life.
Yes.
Soft life.